What's going on, everybody? Ross Jackson here with Canal Street Chronicles. Thank you very much for joining us on another episode here over at the Canal Street Chronicles YouTube page. And of course, we got a lot of big news here with Drew Brees officially announcing his retirement. A sad day for the New Orleans Saints fan base, but still one worth celebrating considering the incredible 20-year career. We'll talk about that and what's up next for the New Orleans Saints. So Drew Brees' 20-year career, 15 years in New Orleans since arriving in 2006 and helping to rejuvenate an otherwise historically struggling franchise, leading them to a Super Bowl in 2009, and of course topping the charts in just about every major passing category for at least quite a while. Even if he's not number one right now, he was there for quite a bit before maybe Deshaun Watson passed him in passing percentage or completion percentage rather, and then Tom Brady, of course, ahead right now, 10 passing touchdowns on the passing touchdown list, but still a glorious career for the former Purdue Boilermaker and the guy that helped to rejuvenate this franchise, along with head coach Sean Payton and the other heroes that came along in 2006 and beyond. The Saints they end up their sort of Drew Brees era here with 4 straight divisional titles, 4 straight playoff appearances. They couldn't get Drew Brees that second Super Bowl appearance, nevertheless a second Super Bowl win, but regardless, this is a Hall of Fame career that we're watching come to an end, and it's a sad day for New Orleans Saints fans, but also a pretty exciting time as the tides begin to shift, and as we're coming out of the Drew Brees era, we wonder what the next era is for New Orleans Saints football. Is it Jameis Winston? Is it Taysom Hill? Hell, is it Russell Wilson? There's a lot of opportunity and a lot of different options out there, although it seems that Jameis Winston seems to be the sort of focus for the New Orleans Saints. So we wrap up the Drew Brees era and we look to the future here to see exactly what it is that's up next. Drew Brees, of course, finishing up his career dealing with injuries, but none of that will be able to overshadow all of the achievements as he's had all throughout his career. 8 other quarterbacks having thrown for over 5,000 yards in the history of the NFL. Drew Brees did it 5 times. He led up until this past year where Deshaun Watson had probably one of the best quarterback seasons we'll ever forget, unfortunately, because of how bad the Houston Texans were in 2020. But he led completion percentage, led up in, he was on top in some of passer ratings. He's got over 70% completion percentages over the last 27 years. I mean, the guy has been incredible from start to finish so far in terms of his arrival in New Orleans in 2006, playing up to MVP caliber levels in 2011 and 2013, despite the snub, and even finding MVP caliber play in each of the last 4 years at different points throughout the season as well. Now, all of a sudden, the Saints offense looks like it could be undergoing a big time change, a big time shift from a quarterback that's a little bit more of a technician, genius, game manager on the court or on the field, if you will, and then, maybe potentially shifting over to somebody that maybe will look to have a bigger arm, especially if it's going to be Jameis Winston, being able to open the field, downfield a bit more, but still operate. And of course, Sean Payton's sort of hybrid Air Coryell West Coast offensive style that he puts together in any way that you cut it, any way that you try to predict it, any way you try to look at it. It's certainly a very exciting and sort of conflicting time, I would say, as a New Orleans Saints fan myself and someone who covers the team. It's a challenging time to just sort of figure out, okay, where are we headed next? But now that Drew Brees has officially announced the retirement, it's public information. Maybe the organization knew. Doesn't matter at this point. Now that it is public knowledge, the Saints might be able to navigate free agency a little bit more freely, be able to make some decisions, some signings, some moves that otherwise would have signaled Drew Brees' retirement ahead of when he was ready to make that announcement himself, and puts the Saints in a position now to where they can go all out and get the work done that they want to get done so they can remain competitive post Drew Brees. He's already made an impact on this team going into the 2021 season, taking that $24 million pay cut. Of course, that would have ended up coming off the books anyway with his retirement, but this definitely helps the New Orleans Saints to have had that money freed up earlier so that they can more accurately plan what they were going to do once this announcement went public. So, regardless of how much the organization knew or when the organization knew, it seemed like all of the stepping stones were already in place. It was just about making sure that Drew Brees was able to make that announcement on his time when he wanted to, in terms of talking to the fans and talking to the general public, which makes a ton of sense. So Drew Brees calling it a day in the NFL, and what a day, what a year, what a career it was for the future Hall of Famer. No question about that. He'll be a first ballot guy once he becomes eligible, and then soon you'll get to see him on TV again. Of course, he took the NBC Sports contract, so he'll be working, I believe it's the Notre Dame games that he'll be calling, so you'll get to see him, and of course calling NFL games soon enough as well, I'm sure. So you won't really be missing Drew Brees for very long, because you'll see him right back on the tube at home as quickly as he can get there, I'm sure. But now the big question is it Jameis Winston? Is it Taysom Hill? Who's going to be the quarterback for the New Orleans Saints? What's the direction going into 2021? We'll keep you up to date on all of that and everything else going around with your New Orleans Saints over at CanalStreetChronicles.com. Go ahead and check us out over there. And of course, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you get all the newest content as we release all throughout the offseason. We ain't going nowhere, like P. Diddy would say. Is he P. Diddy now, or is he Puff Daddy? Is he Puffy again? Whatever. It don't matter. Whatever they're calling him these days, we ain't going nowhere. We are here over with Canal Street Chronicles here on the YouTube page, the podcast, as well as the SB Nation blogs. Make sure you check us out and let us know below, how are you feeling about Drew Brees' retirement, and where do you hope that the Saints go for quarterback next season? As always, I'm Ross Jackson. We appreciate you very much for joining us here over on the YouTube page and all over, and we'll see you next time here with the Canal Street Chronicles.